Hi, I'm Tuấn. Today was my last day as an engineer. I handed in my laptop, surrendered my name card, and folded out my uniform for the very last time. Driving home today, the wind felt a little different. A rush of memories came flooding back. This was my very first job after graduation. I walked through those doors back in 2024, wide-eyed and eager to start my career. Leaving a stable job is never an easy decision, especially when you don't have another one lined up. I want to share a quiet day in my life as I transition into unemployment, face the anxiety of the unknown, and try to figure out what comes next. When I first started working here, my initial salary was about $500 a month. I know that sounds low to many of you. In fact, in my previous videos, I received quite a few comments saying, with that income, you aren't a real engineer, you're just a factory worker. But I want to be clear, my official title was process engineer. My salary was humble simply because I was a fresh graduate with zero experience living in a small town. And honestly, I was incredibly grateful for it. Finding a professional engineering job right in my hometown, close to my family, was a blessing. I learned how to navigate the real world, how to handle pressure, and how to build a life on a modest income. It's been a great 2 years. I think what makes quitting so difficult isn't leaving the work itself, but leaving the people. My boss and my college were incredibly kind and guided me through so many mistakes. In a factory environment, you build a very unique kind of brotherhood. I still laugh thinking about this one time. I urgently needed a face mask on the production floor. I was about to grab a random one from the discard bin out of pure panic. My colleague stopped me, pulled the mask off his own face, and handed it to me instead. It was hilarious and definitely not sanitary, but it perfectly sums up how we always had each other's backs. I'm going to miss them a lot. But nostalgia aside, the reality of unemployment is hitting me. Starting tomorrow, my income will drop to almost zero. Fortunately, slow living has taught me how to save. I have built up a small emergency fund of about $900. It's not a fortune, but in the Vietnamese countryside, it's enough to buy me a little time and peace of mind. To stretch those savings, I have been leaning into my side hustle, teaching English online. It only brings in a little pocket money for groceries, but it serves a dual purpose. It helps me maintain my English proficiencies, keeping my brain sharp while I figure out my next career move. So why did I leave? Ultimately, the growing night shift was taking a heavy toll on my health, and I knew I needed to step out of my comfort zone to seek better pay. Right now, my hometown is seeing a massive influx of FDI factories, many of which use Chinese. So every night I sit down to study Mandarin. Being a bilingual engineer here opens up entirely new doors. There are days when I stare at my ceiling and wonder, did I make a massive mistake? What if I'm unemployed for months? The fear of being left behind while everyone else is moving forward is a very heavy burden to carry. When those dark thoughts start creeping in, I have to pull myself back to the present moment. I cannot control the job market, but I can control how I spend my day. I channel my anxious energy into my hobbies. I work on my physical strength in the mornings. I read books that expand my mindset. And I practice the ukulele just to fill the quiet house with some joyful noise. Unemployment is a difficult season, but it is also a rare pause in life, a chance to breathe, to realign, and to prepare for the next chapter. At the end of the day, all I can do is work hard on myself, remain optimistic, and trust that the right job will find me when I'm ready. Thank you for being here with me during this transition. If you're also in between jobs right now, please know you're not alone. Take a deep breath. We will get through this. See you in the next video.